We'll go next to another game on Friday night that we're all very much looking forward to. It's the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets traveling to Boulder, Colorado to take on the Colorado Buffaloes. Georgia Tech's about a 4-point favorite right now. This game's 8 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. This game's officially sold out. The home crowd is planning a stripe out, so that means there'll be pretty cool look there in Folsom Field. One thing I'm curious about here is that you have organizational stability with Georgia Tech going against a big talent infusion model that Colorado's used with success. If you look at Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, they've been pretty dang impressive the last couple of years. Now, the last 2 years, they had a ton of roster turnover in 23. It led to inconsistent play. They built on that inconsistency last year and rode the Heisman caliber production of Shedeur Sanders and Heisman winner Travis Hunter. Those guys were amazing. Shedeur Sanders threw for over 4,100 yards and 37 touchdowns last season. Travis Hunter went for over 1,200 receiving yards, 15 touchdowns, and became the second overall pick. The season opener will kind of tell us whether or not Deion Sanders has really created a true program, because we know he had star power. That's not up for debate. Now, what does the foundation look like underneath that star power that has since departed? A victory would be massive in validating the strategy of continuing to kind of turn the roster over and utilizing the transfer portal at their disposal. On the other side, Georgia Tech's Brent Key has tried to be physical. They've tried to be tough. They've gone out and they've really done a good job of establishing an identity with great speed on the perimeter and a physical toughness, a nice brand of football there on the interior. Let's go to the quarterback matchup. Colorado's Caden Salter. In 2023, he was amazing. Accounted for 44 total touchdowns, 32 through the air, 12 on the ground, led Liberty at the Fiesta Bowl. But that was against one of the weakest schedules in college football. Last year, that schedule strength improved, and it wasn't as good. They struggled a little bit. Caden Salter struggled, and his playing style is very different from that of what they utilized under Shedeur Sanders. He's a dynamic dual threat guy who's going to be a designed runner, has elite top end speed, and not necessarily a guy that's going to stand in the pocket and pick you apart. On the other side is Georgia Tech's Haynes King. Tremendous growth last year. He was so efficient, completed a school record 73% of his passes, went for over 2,100 yards, just 14 touchdowns, but the big number is 2 interceptions. That was a huge jump from where he was in 23 when he led the ACC with 16 picks. Question number 1, can Colorado stop the run? Georgia Tech's offensive coordinator, Buster Faulkner, does a great job. The scheme that he runs is built on a powerful run game that's one of the best in the ACC. They went for nearly 190 yards per game last year. This ground and pound approach is the foundation of what they are. Their running back, Jamal Haynes, is amazing. He's their leading rusher, electric, open field, and the offensive line. That's a bit of a question mark because they are rebuilding up front, and they do have 3 new starters to fill in off of a group that was really good. We'll see exactly how that works. On the defensive side for Colorado, defensive coordinator Robert Livingston did an amazing job last year. Across the board, they improved. They allowed nearly 12 points fewer per game than they did in 2023. They allowed over 100 yards less per game than the previous year. And the heart of the defense is that front, a defense that led the Big 12 in sacks in 2024. So that front is going to be huge for Colorado in stopping the run. And if they can, they got a real shot of pulling off the upset. Question number 2, can Colorado create chemistry in the passing game? Now, Caden Salter is going to be thrown to an entirely new group of wide receivers, and they were assembled almost exclusively from the transfer portal. The starters look like Joseph Williams from Tulsa, Sincere Brown from Campbell, and then returning sophomore Draylon Miller, who's probably going to operate from the slot. That's going against a Georgia Tech defense that, even though they have a new coordinator on that side of the ball in Blake Gideon, they have a lot of experience and they have a very disciplined secondary that will not allow a lot of big plays. Question number 3, which quarterback will do a better job protecting the football? In 2024, we know that Haynes King was amazing with ball security. We talked about just 2 interceptions all season. But he's going against a Colorado defense that was great last year when creating chaos and forcing mistakes by the opposition. They forced 26 turnovers last year. Caden Salter has at times been a little bit turnover prone in his tenure as a starting quarterback. He's got 17 interceptions over the last 3 seasons, but this Georgia Tech defense struggled to generate takeaways last year. They managed to turn people over just 11 times. I will take Georgia Tech in this game. I think they'll control the line of scrimmage. I think they'll get a win in what should be a hard-fought battle.